All right, let's talk exponent rules. So the best way I can think to kind of give you a chance to review exponent rules is to practice it on Delta Math. And I know Delta Math has their own videos, but I also realize many of you prefer hearing my voice. So I'm going to take you through some questions on Delta Math to give you some good concrete examples and then have you work on problems on your own. So we're going to start with multiplying powers. So when you're asked to multiply powers, first of all, we want to treat our numeric pieces, our coefficients, a little differently than we treat things that have exponents. Our numeric pieces are just that. They are numbers that are going to be added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided. So for something like this, when you see that you have a negative 16 and a negative 12 and they're being multiplied, you're going to multiply those together first. Your negatives will cancel, so you'll end up with 16 times 12 is 192. And in this case, there are no other x's, there are no other y's, so that is your answer. You are just going to type it in as is. If you have one that has a single number and variables, you're going to work with our multiplication or our product rule for exponents. So our product rule for exponents says that when you multiply your variables, when you multiply your bases, your exponents add together. So again, let me say that in kind of with an example. So if I have an x squared times an x to the fourth, when the bases are the same and they're being multiplied, you add the exponents to get your x to the sixth answer. So in this case, the only coefficient we have is -3. So that's just going to stay put. And then you're going to look at how many x's we have. So we have an x to the first here and we have an x to the first here. When I multiply them together, I'm going to get an x to the second. Then I'm going to do the same thing with the y's. I have a y to the third and another y to the third. I'm going to add up my exponents and I get y to the sixth. So again, my multiplication or my product property says that I multiply bases by adding their exponents. Anything that is numeric, I'm going to multiply those together. So I'm going to do one more and then move on to something new. So 9 times 3 is 27. So you're going to multiply your coefficients together. And then you're going to add your exponents. So I have an x and I have an x squared. So I have one x and two more x's. So I have x to the third. And then I have a y to the third and a y to the second. I'm going to add those together to get y to the fifth. So that is how we work with our multiplication or our product property of exponents.